My neighbour just dropped me, oh, just spilt it on myself. She just dropped me some more stew and rice. I love her. She's so great. Hi everyone, it's me, Natalie, and I am here with a book haul. I just went to our library book sale and I have a floor full of books beside me. We'll start with my cookbook collection. I love cookbooks. They make me happy to read, happy to have, and happy to cook from, so it's win-win-win. I got a Christmas cookbook. I got a cookbook that I used to own once upon a time and unhauled and has always been sad about it. I got an Asian cookbook because I need to eat more Asian. I got the after school meal planner because after school meals are just drive me nuts because they're always bloody hungry every time you pick them up, so this looks good. I got this one, but I don't know if I already have it. See, I have cookbooks in a container waiting for us to move into our new house. I don't think I do, but there's a possibility I might have doubled up yet. And I thought we might go to Sri Lanka and eat something one night. I got poetry too. I know. This is Latecomers by J. Savage. She's a Queensland poet and lives around the places that I live in Queensland, so if you're going to try poetry, it may as well be as relatable as it possibly can, huh? And then I got Philip Nielsen. What is it? Without an Alibi. He's another Australian poet who I'd never heard of until I picked up this book. The only reason I bought this is because it says the book is divided into two sections. The first is titled Forest, so I'm hoping it's about trees. You'd think there'd be trees on the cover, right? Anyway, as Steve would say, 2 slim volumes of poetry. I got a couple of tree books. So this is a landscape memoir which is about the Blue Mountains, which is in New South Wales of Australia. Don't know anything else about it, but landscape memoir, yes please. And then I got Forest Trees of Australia. I love looking at all the specifications and trying to identify the trees that I can see and work out what they are and all that sort of stuff. So, oh, the silver wattle. Yeah, I wish it was colour, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to have fun working out what trees we can see with this book. Got 2 non-fiction work. The first was Jhumpa Lahiri. This is an autobiographical work, and it says she moves to Rome and studies Italian, and it's about the process of learning to express oneself in another language, which I found really fascinating. Yeah, I'm really excited, and I've read The Namesake by her and loved her writing, so that'll be fun. And then I got Joe Sinkei's Consolation by Helen Garner. This is about the death of Joe, and he was found one morning in his bed with this huge overdose of heroin and Rohypnol in his system, and his girlfriend and her best friend were charged with the murder, and so Helen Garner follows that trial in the Supreme Court. It's not going to be a happy book, but I would love to read it. It's a bit of a dodgy contacting situation going on here. I'm reading The Song of Achilles at the moment, so I'm all about ancient Greece and ancient Rome and all that sort of stuff. So The End of Sparta is a novel about the historical events. Yes, this is a novel about the historical takedown of Sparta. I'm really enjoying learning about all that ancient Greek stuff in Song of Achilles, so we'll see how that one goes. I got 2 books set in India, of course. This one I think is just going to be complete fluff, just about a dutiful wife living in Delhi who decided she doesn't want to be dutiful anymore, so just a bit of fun, I think. This is set in 1994 India. It's about a woman who commits a crime in a small village in the Himalayas, and then her sister flees an abusive marriage and comes to that village as a nurse, and then they have to learn to trust each other, I guess with this huge secret in the middle of them. So, bit of a saga set in India, can't go wrong. And then I got 3 set in Asian kind of novels. This is set in Singapore between the 70s and the 90s. And this is the same author that I read her book Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows, which I really loved her writing. I thought it was great. there's a teenager who disappears in the middle of the night, and then it follows the splitting apart of a family because of that. So yeah, it sounded cool. The next is The Third Son by Julie Wu. This is set in Taiwan. Yeah, and this talks about the period of history where the Chinese Nationalist Army are trying to lay claim on the island of Taiwan. I know nothing about that time. So this is like the late 50s, early 60s. I know nothing of that time. I don't know anything about Taiwanese history. I thought that could be fun. So, yeah. And then a good old on the sea kind of historical fiction mystery situation set in the Opium Wars with the British East India Company and all of that sort of jazz. I've never heard of it before. The pretty cover got me. Then the India thing got me. Had to pick it up. And then here are the randoms. So the first one is The Birds. This is a this writer, Tajay Vessas. Oh gosh. Yeah, I should have looked that up. Anyway, Scandinavian writer about a young boy who has learning difficulties, who lives with his sister on a simple house near the lake. They have a simple life. And then a lumberjack comes along and his sister falls in love with the lumberjack, and then he doesn't cope with that very well. So, yeah, I was intrigued by the cover. Joyce Carol Oates, it's got a gun on the side of it. Pretty intense. I got a Murakami. I've never read any Murakami. All of you Murakami lovers out there, should this be one that I start with? Considering magical realism stuff isn't my gig, is this full of it? Should I give it a go straight away, or should I start somewhere else with this author? Let me know. Iris Murdoch. Oh, this one sounded really interesting. This one sounded interesting, but I think it's like a magical realism situation. I think it's got a Caribbean setting. I'm not too sure. Yeah. A woman leaves her husband. She gets gifted by one of the gods, I guess. She gets gifted the Chaos Stick, which allows her to manipulate the subtle forces of the world. But not all of the gods are happy that she has the Chaos Stick. So chaos is about to reign supreme. Sounds full on. Sounds just, it was just intriguing enough with a cool cover for me to pick up. Oh, here's another cool cover. Yeah. This is the blurb on the back. The simple gestures, water when you're faint, blankets when you're cold, a hand when you're falling, tell of friendship so strong they could withstand anything, even long-held secrets. So this is a friendship novel with a beautiful cover and deckled edges. Had to pick it up. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I did it. There is no way I'm going to read Harry Potter, so I kind of need to know whether her writing's good or not. Make my own decision. That was a weak moment, I think. And the last one is a chunker from an Australian author. It says on the back, is it mad to love in spite of the evidence or just necessary? And then it says a psychological thriller and a social critique, a story of obsessive love in an age of obsessive materialism. It'll be interesting to see, but it's a cracker. Yeah, that's my haul. I had a lot of fun spending time at the library book sale. It's on again tomorrow, and I'm going to take my boys along so they can get some books for themselves. It's, you know, $15 for a big bag of books, so you can't go wrong. If you've read any of these or want to read any of these with me, or tell me I'm ridiculous for having picked them up, not naming any names, talk to me in the comments below. I'd love a chat. And yeah, just another round of books to put in a box, awaiting for the day I move into a house with a gorgeous bookcase. Please let it be soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.